GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy got some attention a few weeks ago at the Iowa State Fair when he decided to grab a microphone and lose himself in an Eminem song.
Back to the lab and get yo, this old rap, son. Better go capture this moment and hope it don't catch you. Lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it. That was the song.
Well, the real Slim Shady just stood up, sending Ramaswamy a cease and desist letter to stop using his music on the campaign trail. And his campaign said they will stand down and comply. That doesn't always happen. Seeing as Tom Foreman joins us now, because Tom, there's a long history of this. Candidates taking songs, sometimes misunderstanding the message of songs, but still taking songs
sometimes rapping them very badly. Yeah, this goes on all the time. Campaigns. Take a look at all of the acts that complained about Donald Trump stealing their songs. She's Neil Young, Adele, Aerosmith, The Beatles, Here Comes the Sun was that case, Bruce Springsteen, Creedence Clearwater, where weirdly enough he chose Fortunate Son, which is very specifically a put down of rich people dodging the draft.
Getting out of Vietnam War.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Elton John and the Rolling Stones, he used You Can't Always Get What You Want. Even Mick Jagger weighed in on this. He said after he saw that he did that, he said, "It's a funny song for a play-out song." That's my Mick Jagger. A drowsy ballad about drugs in Chelsea. It's kind of weird. He couldn't be persuaded to use something else. I'm convinced they don't listen to these songs.
I'm sure they don't. So that list you just gave was just Trump's list.
Just Trump, but there are more.
Before Trump, long
history.
There
are more. Yeah, there are a lot of people who win this. For example, Newt Gingrich in 2011. I covered so many of these campaigns in some fashion. He was using Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. They didn't like him using it. He kept using it right up until the voters stopped believing and he dropped out of the race, even though they didn't want him to do it. Bob Dole, I spent time on the campaign trail with him back in 1996. He was using this version of I'm a soul man called I'm a Dole man. Nice guy to be around. Soul in this sense is not what you're thinking of at all. And the Motown people behind the original song came back. And then Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen, Ronald Reagan, Bob Dole, Pat Buchanan, all jumped on this song, even though this song also is very specifically about problems with the youth.
Maybe one of the most misunderstood songs, right, when you listen to the actual message of the lyrics. So, I mean, my question is, when the artists complain, do they win in court?
Sometimes, sometimes, because they're saying, you know, the campaigns are like, we're having some fun. It's a fair use issue in terms of law. Sometimes they will drop it and move on. Other times it seems like they just steam through and say, we'll fight it off until we can't fight it off anymore, and then there's no penalty. By the way, it does sometimes happen with Democrats. Barack Obama in 2008 was using Hold On, I'm Coming by Sam and Dave.
Yeah.
They didn't like that. They wanted to change it. The people behind that song who had the rights to it wanted to change it. I will say this, so when you talk about fair use, really important to think about it. This is the business of these people. This is the business. To take a song when somebody says, I don't want you to use it, is, you know, this is tantamount, I think, to like going to a rental car company and saying, I'm just going to take the car and drive it around and bring it back, but not pay you for it.
And, I mean, is there any, do voters know when the candidates are misusing the song?
Oh, I mean, I guess if they pay attention, and if they pay attention to the lyrics. But I've watched people stand up and sing, you know, they're singing along to like Born in the USA at a campaign rally, and they're so excited about it. And honestly, because I'm a big music fan, played in bands, that whole thing, and I listen, I'm like, have none of you listened to this song? Have none of you listened to the lyrics? And then you sort of wish the campaigns would just go back to hiring live bands to play patriotic music and call it a day.
I just sing along. I can't play in the band. Tom Foreman, thank you so much. Fascinating history of music. Brianna.